Hello everyone, JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update, talking about the latest ins and outs with Manchester City. Quite a complex video this one, but I'll try my best to make things as simple as possible. But before we crack on with the video, make sure if you're new around here and enjoying the content, you press that red button, subscribe, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, always interested in what you've got to say. Make sure you also go and check out my social media links if you so wish, my Twitter and Instagram. You can find links to them in description below and popping up on screen, and also leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. So we're going to crack on with this video and we're going to be speaking about the ins, and we've got an update on the centre-back situation at Manchester City. No players to talk about, just a general centre-back discussion here. So first up, Laporte. He's picked up a knock. He's now doubtful for Sunday's game in the Community Shield. He's also doubtful for the West Ham game starting next week. So I was having a look around Man City's squad, and I didn't realise how quite to the bare bones it is, really, with Vincent Kompany leaving and Laporte being injured. So we're in a situation where we've got Otamendi and John Stones as being Man City's senior centre-backs. Fernandinho isn't back in training, not that I'm aware of just yet, so he won't be available for either of them games. I'm not expecting. So we're left with, if Danilo stays, he can play there. Kyle Walker can play there. Also, Eric Garcia, we've got a couple of the young lads too that are featured in pre-season that can play there. Now we've got Philip Sandler out on loan, and I feel like we're lacking just maybe one senior centre-back. I was hearing Man United going in for Harry Maguire, £80 million they were willing to pay. Leicester saying that they want £85 million. I reckon there'll be a compromise before the end of the window. He'll end up going there, so I was wondering, would City make a move for Ake? We're going to make a move for someone else. But the situation is, City kind of need a homegrown centre-back if they're going to sign somebody. We need to sort out the future of Mangala. He's obviously not going to be registered. City trying to sell him too. That needs sorting before the end of the window too. And word is I'm getting is Man City definitely won't be going in for a centre-back in this window, which, considering the injuries, is slightly disappointing. So yeah, that's the latest we've got on the centre-back situation. Now we've got an update on Joao Cancelo. Now there was a report of a breakthrough coming in yesterday from Italian source Sport in Italy. They were not the most reliable, by the way, but they were saying that basically that the deal isn't done just yet. But Man City are insisting on Danilo plus cash in this deal, and Juventus, for the first time, are willing to listen to this. Now, the situation that was going on, I heard Leroy Sane out, possibly bringing Cancelo in terms of replacing one non-homegrown player with another, which is speculation. But the situation is that Danilo will more than likely leave for Manchester City to sign a right-back. So this is the situation we're in at the moment. Damasio from Sky Italia was saying that Danilo has been offered, Juventus considering it. I've heard some offers have been made, anywhere between 25 and 40 million euros, what I've heard, plus Danilo. Situation we've got at the moment is Juventus wants 60 million euro. I've heard with Danilo featured that they want the deal to be worth 70 million euro. City are valuing Danilo at close to 30 million euro. So Juventus are wanting roughly around 40 million euro, plus Danilo might get the deal done. Juventus apparently don't value Danilo at 30 million euro, though. They value him at around roughly 15 to 18 million pound, which is roughly around 20 million euros, what they're valuing at. So they're trying to work something out. The deal isn't close to being completed, though. While City have got some agreements and spoke with the representatives of Joao Cancelo, Juventus haven't spoke to Danilo, and so that would need sorting out first, even before they started looking at potentially negotiating the deal, because they want to know if Danilo is keen on coming to Juventus and how he'd fit in. So that's a deal that we're going to have to keep an eye on for the next few days, over the weekend and into next week. We'll see what happens there. Man City do have more pressing issues, which I'll get to in just a moment. First up, Manchester City signed a player yesterday, 16-year-old attacker from West Brom, Morgan Rodgers. He's officially signed for Manchester City. That was announced on City's Academy Twitter account, and also announced by the player too. So I'd say best of luck to Morgan Rodgers coming to Manchester City. He's already featured at a senior level for West Brom at just 16 years old. Featured in the FA Cup for West Brom as an England under-17 player. Gets compared a lot to Dele Alli, and he's been described apparently as having a more level head than what Dele Alli had, and more potential than what Dele Alli had at the age of 16. So a promising young player. He's been snapped up £4 million upfront fee, couple of million in add-ons. It was reported the deal to be worth around £8 million. I believe the deal to be worth around £6 million, not £8 million, but it is still, I think, the most expensive transfer for a 16-year-old since Theo Walcott signed for Arsenal. I think that was from Southampton. Now, this was 3 weeks ago since Manchester City were meant to be signing him, so it's taken this long to get the deal completed, but I'm looking forward to seeing the big talent in Morgan Rodgers going into the academy and seeing what he can do. He signed a 3-year deal with Manchester City. That is the maximum a contract in a player in the academy can sign, so we've got him now until the age of 19. I imagine at some point during then, he's going to want to be negotiated on a senior professional contract, which is what he'll be looking for. That may come in a year or two's time, and he'll want to get towards the first team. One of them to keep an eye on. Now, update on Tiago Almeida. Said I didn't want to talk about him too much, but got some details of the move. Now, apparently the deal collapsed due to Manchester City not willing to pay any more than €12 million. Velez Sarsfield minimum wanted €16 million. City weren't even willing to go that high. I heard rumours that apparently he's out of contract this winter, and if he doesn't sign a new deal, which he was meant to, but it hasn't been officially announced just yet, if he doesn't sign a new deal and he runs out of contract, Manchester City are willing to snap him up, sign him in January, and then loan him out to Sporting Lisbon. So I was just wondering if this deal might not be as dead as what we first thought, but we'll have to wait and see here. It's one of those that Manchester City could already be in discussions and already have an agreement with the player in place. You are allowed to speak with players once their deal gets to less than 6 months left on their contract and they're not a homegrown player, so anyone from outside of England Manchester City can speak to. Tiago Almeida does fall into that category, so legally City are allowed to speak to him if it is true that his contract is expiring this winter, which is what Record over in Portugal are reporting. It's hard to find details on young upcoming talents from different countries, trust me it is. So yeah, that's the flickering rumours at this moment in time. We'll move on to the outs. Update on Nicolas Otamendi. Apparently Otamendi now more than certain to be staying at Manchester City. Vincent Company leaving, he's confident he's going to get more playing time. Just look at the Community Shield. I'm expecting him to start in that game, and so Otamendi kind of dropped the interest in not having too much game time. He's expected to get more playing time this season, so for this moment in time it looks like Otamendi will be staying. Of course, wasn't too much interest from anywhere other than Spain, and both them deals for Valencia and Atletico Madrid earlier this summer didn't materialise, with both of them I think going for other centre-back options instead, concerns over wages. So we'll move on to the big news now. Leroy Sane. This is a complicated deal. I'm just going to show you how complicated it is. I make notes on my phone. Can we just make that out? Oh, yeah. Literally wrote a whole essay. That's how long it's going to be for me to cover this Leroy Sane situation. So strap yourselves in. I'm going to try my best here to try and make this as simple as possible. But we had lots of updates yesterday coming in from the Leroy Sane to Bayern Munich potential. Deep breath. Sky Italia were reporting Bayern Munich are in advanced talks to sign Leroy Sane. No fee, that's the situation we're in at the moment. No fee has been agreed. Big stumbling block. Leroy Sane will not come cheap. I do know that Manchester City are letting Leroy Sane speak with Bayern Munich. He does have permission to do that because Man City want to see whether he wants to pursue a move to Bayern Munich or commit and stay at Manchester City. Now, the value for Leroy Sane, that's up for debate. I'll get to that at the end of the story. Now, various sources close to Manchester City, they've all said no bid made as of yet. Lots of talk, no action. No bids made. What's been reported by Metro that a £72 million bid has been put in, which to me is quite a bit short of Man City's valuation. And Kicker over in Germany, very reliable apparently, were reporting that there was a £91 million deal agreed, and that was coming from sources close in Germany, close to Bayern Munich from Kicker. And they were saying it was a 4 to 5 year deal. And I just made a note that there's lots of contradicting fake stories out there. The simplest way to deal with this is to listen to sources. I know everyone likes to listen to sources over in Germany, particularly people close to Bayern Munich, but the simple situation is Leroy Sane is a Manchester City player. Manchester City hold the cards here. It's Man City that are the selling club here. Manchester City are the ones that will decide. So I'm going to listen to sources close to Manchester City and take their word on what is happening. Now, Sam Lee returned. He's saying that the stance on Leroy Sane is Man City, they are reluctant to sell Leroy Sane, and they're happy for Leroy Sane to stay at Manchester City and see out his contract rather than sell him on a bad deal. That's where we're at. Do Man City regard £91 million as a bad deal? Potentially. I'll get to that in just a moment. I did make a note. Telling factor here is the Community Shield. Sources over in Germany, various sources over in Italy have said Leroy Sane will not feature in the Community Shield amid speculation that he is going to Germany. I don't know how reliable this is, but the Community Shield's going to be very interesting. I'm going to take it all with a pinch of salt. Leroy Sane featured in all of pre-season for Manchester City. He is fit and ready to go. Manchester City haven't got too many options out wide, with Riyad Mahrez still away from featuring in the African Cup of Nations. He's currently on his holiday still. Is that Manchester City haven't got too many options on the attacking winger, because we've got Raheem Sterling playing up front, because Sergio Aguero and Gabriel Jesus have only just returned to training this week. And so for Leroy Sane not to feature means Manchester City's going to have to rush back Jesus or Aguero to start or go with a young player instead, which is hampering our chances in the Community Shield and our preparations for the Premier League season, because there's no Leroy Sane there. City's got a situation where we've got Leroy Sane ready for the season, ready for the Community Shield, ready for West Ham away next week, and then all of a sudden he might not be featuring. And so, bit of a blow considering we've been utilising him all summer, when we could have been utilising somebody else if we were going to sell him. My situation is are Manchester City going to sell him? If City's been utilising him right from the off for the last month, then they may as well, if they're going to keep Leroy Sane, utilise him for the Community Shield and the Premier League too. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Now, Kicker were reporting that his contract for Leroy Sane is going to be worth €20 million or £18 million per year. That's roughly a wage of nearly £350,000 per week. Absolutely trouncing Manchester City's contract offer of £200,000 per week. You can see why this has messed with Leroy Sane's head. This is one of them situations where I'll believe it when I see it, because Bayern Munich have done a lot of talking all summer. Situation is that it's all talk, yet to see much action. I'll wait to see if they put that action into play. The next week will be very telling. This isn't taking into account the social side of this transfer, which is also quite complicated. We've heard from Leroy Sane's mum and Leroy Sane's girlfriend. Conflict of interest here. His mum wants Leroy Sane back in Germany. A German international wants him back in Germany, playing for arguably Germany's, they are Germany's champions and Germany's best club. So she wants him back in Germany, being Bayern Munich's main man, highest earner too, which I imagine will probably upset the apple cart a little bit at Bayern Munich. But he's also got a girlfriend. It's not just a girlfriend who, oh right, you don't want to come to Germany. He's got a child with his girlfriend too, which complicates the matter even more so. Not going to go into too much detail on the personal life of Leroy Sane. I'm just saying that's how complicated it's getting, is that Leroy Sane doesn't just want to do what's in the best interest of him. He needs to do what's best in the interest of his child, and also what his baby mama wants too. So she has to, gets a say in it. So it'll be interesting to see big decisions to be made here. Decisions that, to me, take longer than a week or two to make on the whole rest of your life, basically. And so it's a situation that should have been sorted throughout all of the summer. There should have been discussions ongoing all the time, not this eerie silence that we've had, and it's led to a lot of confusion and a lot of false reporting. So I'm having to pick through all these reports to see what's false and what I think's true, and basically it's difficult. I'm trying my best here. Now, Bild, they're contradicting what's been said again. They're saying no agreement is in place at this moment in time. My understanding is that there is no agreement in place, no bid's been made just yet. Situation, Leroy Sane can talk to Bayern Munich. Where we go from there, I do not know. Like I said, Community Shield will give me my answer. Now, furthermore, into the report, later last night, Bayern Munich tweeted out through their official Twitter account for England and through Spain. I'm not sure if their official German account tweeted it or not, but they tweeted that there is no agreement in place for them to sign Leroy Sane, which I found not embarrassing on Bayern Munich's behalf, but embarrassing on the reporting behalf, that Bayern Munich's official Twitter accounts had to come out and deny reports, because the sources in Germany believed that deal to be so close that Bayern Munich felt the need to say that actually it isn't. There was even reports going around that Leroy Sane was in Germany having a medical, which just isn't true. And so, like I said, being able to pull apart fact from fiction is incredibly difficult. My advice, do one or two things. Listen to sources close to Manchester City, because I've got a feeling that the sources coming in from England are giving me more accurate information than those getting overexcited over in Germany. Or be conservative like some people like to be and just wait for official announcement from the club. You're going to do that, you're probably going to be waiting until later next week. It'll be telling Leroy Sane will either be a Manchester City player once that window shuts on next Thursday 5 PM, or Leroy Sane will have left by then and there'll be official confirmation before that 5 PM deadline. We'll wait and see. Now, one last report coming in from late last night coming in from the Daily Mail, coming in from the Telegraph, reliable journalists, coming in from sources at the Sun too, not the most reliable for terms of newspaper, but the journalist that was reporting it, very accurate in terms of information coming in to Manchester City. We're saying City are believed to be wanting a fee of believed to be between £137 million to £145 million. Man City are believed to be looking at an overall profit on the transfer of over £100 million. Sources are believing Manchester City to be wanting this to be the second biggest transfer of all time. This is going to be a whopping deal. Bayern Munich, I'm confident, will not go towards 137 to 145 million pounds. We're looking at around 150 million euro if you're watching over in the continent. So it's going to be a difficult transfer to get on. Seems to me that City are aiming high here. Bayern Munich are going to go in lower, and there's going to be a haggling. I have previously said 100 million pounds bare minimum. If City are going in that high at 137 million pounds, they might be going for more than 100 million pounds. Last report on Leroy Sane, Sky Sports was saying Manchester City, no matter what, the stance from a couple of days ago, are not interested in selling Leroy Sane. So, reading between the lines, City have put this whopping price tag on Leroy Sane to scare Bayern Munich off. Will it scare Bayern Munich off? Will City negotiate? Will Bayern Munich make a bid? That's where we're at. We're waiting for the next piece to be moved on this very long chess game. I'll keep you up to date every step of the way. Daily transfer updates, keeping you up to date with the Leroy Sane situation and saga going on from now, I'm sure, until next week and probably beyond, because the German transfer window does shut at the beginning of September. Man City probably won't sell once that window is shut in England, though, next Thursday. I'll keep you up to date. Make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. I'm going to keep you up to date first and fast with this Leroy Sane deal and potential Joao Cancelo swap deal with Danilo plus cash. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Go and check out my social media links. I'm retweeting all the time and tweeting about things, keeping you up to date as things happening minute by minute on Twitter. Go and check me out. Follow me on there. Link in description and popping up on screen too. You want to go check me out on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure, like I said before, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I apologise for the video being so long. There's so much information to get through, and I want to keep you up to date with the most reliable, most accurate sources that are coming out from Germany, from the continent, from Italy, and from England too. So I'll see you all again tomorrow, which I'm sure there'll be more on that Leroy Sane situation, so stay tuned. So I'll see you then. So it's been JSGC. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.